Hello, and welcome to Colorado Town Stories on Video. I'm John Story Brooks, and this is
Estes Park's story. The first people in the area were ancestors of today's American Indians. The Ute, the Arapaho, and others migrated seasonally to the Estes Valley for the summer to hunt mammoth and other large mammals like giant bison. In more recent times, fur-trapping mountain men and Anglo explorers more than likely came to the area, although there are almost no written accounts left behind. William Byers, editor of the Rocky Mountain News, first applied the name Estes Park to the area in honor of Joel Estes. Arriving in 1859, Estes settled here with his family to raise cattle until 1866, when he moved to seek more favorable climate. The Homestead Act of 1862 offered up to 160 acres of land for the cost of filing the paperwork if a house was constructed and the property was labored upon.
You had to have the land surveyed first by the government. So unlike having squatters' rights, which Joel Estes had up here, which was who has a bigger rifle and claims their land, these you could legally file for a section of the property that the government had on a map.
In the 1870s, surveys of Estes Park brought homesteaders to the area who attempted farming, ranching, logging, and mining. But most of the early ranchers found it more profitable to become proprietors to the growing number of visitors to the area, as word of its natural beauty and adventure reached all the way to Europe.
Estes Park was the first tourist area in Colorado. People were going to Estes Park for tourism purposes, for their health, to get that dry mountain air and the scenic, majestic beauty that exists in Estes Park back in the 1860s, 70s, 80s. So it's one of our first actual tourism towns, and still just as charming as it ever was.
After the 1905 platting of downtown Estes Park, the village thrived and set ground for much of what the town looks like today. Access to the area was vastly increased, with the road improvements funded by the Stanley hotel owner, F.O. Stanley, and the natural surroundings would be protected for posterity with the dedication of Rocky Mountain National Park in 1915. The incorporation of the town in 1917 formed a local government that regulated large projects, like the Colorado Big Thompson project in the 1940s and the formation of Lake Estes in 1949. Today, Estes Park is open, beautiful, and welcoming guests. Estes Park, Colorado is the base camp for amazing adventures in the Rocky Mountain National Park and one of Colorado's favorite mountain getaway destinations.
It's spectacular. I mean, it truly is. We live in the midst of all these mountains. They go up anywhere from 10 to 14,000 feet, and we're surrounded by them. We're in a high mountain valley at 8,000 feet.
Whether you're planning a romantic getaway or a family vacation of a lifetime, Estes Park has everything to create the perfect escape from the everyday. Estes Park has every kind of outdoor activity you can imagine. Amusement parks, fun centers, events, festivals, fishing, golf.
With the nice dry air, sometimes that ball will go a lot further. We've got wonderful wildlife here, both golf courses, elk everywhere, and that's something people just love to see when they come here.
Whitewater rafting, horseback riding, and more. Estes Park is home to more than 300 retail stores, abundant lodging options.
One of the most interesting things for guests in Estes Park is the variety of lodging that we offer. You can stay in a rustic cabin on the river if you like. You can also stay in a beautiful, full-service historic hotel. So there really is something for everyone.
The Stanley is one of the few remaining wooden hotels in America.
This hotel was built in 1909 by F.O. Stanley. The Stanley Hotel is famous for the book The Shining, which was inspired during a stay by Stephen King in room 217. He literally checked in after we had closed for the season, but convinced the innkeeper to allow him to stay that night. So it's just he, his wife, and the front desk agent, and the bartender in the hotel.
And a restaurant scene that rivals any mountain town or any destination you'll want to go to.
We have everything from walk-up delis downtown to 4-star restaurants, very high-class dining, and it's great that you can choose whatever you're in for the mood for after a nice day outside in Estes.
So go ahead, start planning your trip to Estes Park today.
Colorado will welcome you to Colorado, because as soon as you see all of our beauty, all of our splendor, all of our magic that exists within our state, the friendly people, the non-pretentious aspect of all that Colorado is, it will capture your heart just the way it captured my heart.
We want to thank our sponsors.